Hey yo, what's up, people? We're moving to 4 o'clock now, I think, because I'm trying not to clash with the Smoking Joe's uh, group, and I'm also trying not to clash with Mikey's stream anymore because I noticed that if I read too long, then I was gonna end up on Mikey's thing, but oh well. Um, But what's going on, Crayon? How are you, sir? Uh so yeah, that little thing you just saw that took like 2 hours. I was up until like three something in the morning sitting there trying to count each thing, making sure it didn't hit past 10 seconds, making sure it was either 10 seconds or less, and trying to find everything that like flowed um and all that stuff. So fun. So instead of working on the review that should have been done today, um which I think I'm at the halfway point now, that will probably get done by the weekend. So sorry. I was hoping to have it up today, but it didn't plan out. But yeah, it's a little thing. Of course, they'll always change, but I figured like the one that we had was a bit boring. It was kind of like, oh, it's whatever. But I put some things in there that I like, so you know. But yeah, it works out. It works out. I did laugh like several times whenever I put the Friday the 13th clip in there because for some reason that's like one of my favorite kills because I love part 6 and part 7. So when he like takes the party horn and he like pancakes it right into her eye, I always laugh because it makes that the little horn sound. So but I do have part 6 and I have part 7 Jason either there or I moved him. I think he's somewhere behind me. But anywho, we're getting into the news, people, because there was shit that I forgot to talk about last week. And then we had a very forgettable Yojo June week to the Electric Boogaloo. So I'm gonna get into that real quick. Um, or well, actually, you know what? I do have some. I do have something that we needed to address because it was put up. And listen, I don't collect a lot of McFarlane stuff, but listen, we all know how disappointed we were with this Doomslayer, right? Single jointed arms looks kind of shitty. I mean, it looks beautifully sculpted, right? Like the paint and all that shit looks great, but the articulation is a bit lacking. So we'll have to see what Figma gives us. But this Lilith from Diablo, I think 4 or 5, I think. Uh, these are like kind of blurry, but I think she looks great for what we're getting here. She came with like quite a bit of accessories. She came with like a handful of like rose petals. Um, the wings look great. Like the sculpt looks really good. There's like a mix of like sculpted clothing and fabric in here as well. So I think it looks good. And she sold out. All right. So people bought it for 60. But the gem for me is this right here. And I know it looks a bit rough. I know people took their jabs at it, but listen, I have been wanting like really good Fallout figures for quite some time. And the fact that we're finally getting power armor makes me so happy. Um, I know people were complaining, saying that there's not a lot of movement, that the articulation is going to be limited. But if you've played the games and you've got to use the power armor, you're not that mobile in the power armor anyway. Like the movement has always looked chunky with power armor. That's just the design of it. So if it looks a bit chunky with the articulation, then I don't really mind it. Um and I don't know if this is like the actual color or if they're going to do like a more like metallic or like a gunmetal, because it should technically be like gunmetal gray is what the power armor should be, because it should be like a gunmetal gray, but there should be like dirt and dust and there should be weathering done to it, because these are what the uh so the Brotherhood of Steel is what they were fighting in like the Battle of Anchorage. They were fighting in power armor. So these are meant for like battle. So they should be worn, but this is also a plus for McFarlane because he likes to do repaints, and there's so many repaint options for the power armor. So I think it's a win-win. You know what I mean? I think so. Um, looks like he comes with a pipe pistol, and there was a couple of other things in there, like the machine gun. Um, it's like a plasma pistol. So it looks like you get a couple of things and a couple of extra hands, and um, the plasma bleed. So I mean, there's a lot of potential with this, I think. Um, did I get my strikers yet? I don't think so. This one's from Diablo. Okay. Just wanted to say a thing regarding Kyoto Street Fighter delays. Tariffs weren't the reason. If that was the case, oh, I don't know. Could be something with the licensing. But thank you for popping in and giving us an update on that. Because I wouldn't have been able to give you an update on that. But yeah, these look good. They showed the Mortal Kombat stuff, and those look cool. I mean, these pictures look like they were taken off of like a potato, but that's just what happens when you're live streaming something. The live stream quality like drops in frames, and so you're stuck with it looking like this. So I can't blame the Find My Figures ladies for that. But they look cool. For people that are collecting the Sentinel stuff, which I can vouch for Sentinel, I can say that their figures are pretty quality because I do have the Miles Morales and I reviewed it a while ago, and I got someone was making like a neck upgrade that you could pop it in there and it fixes the neck so it doesn't look like he has like a smushed neck. But their Spider Punk looks great. This looks fantastic. And you're gonna get more articulation than Figuarts, you're gonna get more articulation than Marvel Legends. You're gonna be paying a little bit more for these. So be wary of that. But if you want like a really, really articulated Spider-Man, Sentinel is the way to go. Because their Gwen is fantastic, their Miles is fantastic. Their Peter B. Parker that they did is fantastic. They did a Penny Parker, which was like a little statue, but the SP dash dash DR was actually articulated. So this is kind of cool that they're doing this. Probably looking at like $80, maybe like 90 at most. Because I think I paid around 90 for Miles, but he came with a lot of stuff. So and then NECA showed their like second to last little Comic-Con exclusive. It's kind of goofy, it's a bit cheesy. I do think it's funny that he comes with like a fucking good guys towel. That's kind of funny, like good guys like suntan lotion or like sunscreen. So it is kind of funny. Like it is a funny little thing. Am I gonna buy it? Probably not. But it's kind of, it's a little cheeky little exclusive that I think is funny. And then we get another Comic-Con exclusive, which I think this is going to piss a lot of people off because we have another hostage pack. This is the year of the hostage packs where we're getting Sauron, Shanna, and the first time we get Savage Land Rogue is in a Comic-Con 3-pack. So very unfortunate. It's kind of funny because this Rogue reminds me of Squirrel Girl from Marvel Rivals in the face, but this kind of sucks. I kind of feel for the people that like really wanted Savage Land Rogue, because now you're kind of in a hostage pack situation and $90, dude. Comic-Con exclusive. So I feel bad for you guys. I feel bad for you. I do. It's a win if Todd releases Power Armor repaints, because there will be a cheap, least desirable one, and in that case, I will get one for sure for cheap and repaint it with a silver spray. That's true. That's true. I mean, there are so many options that they could do with the Power Armor, so it's possible. Whatever the final product will be, there will most likely be a Sentinel Spider-Punk KO. Yeah, that's true. I know that they do. I have seen the KOs of the Sentinel stuff. I don't know what the quality is of it, but you do have that option for that. And then in terms of our very unfortunate Yojo June, oh yeah, I got to talk about these too. I got to talk about the Ghostbuster stuff because I got some words to say about that. Let's see. Here we go. All right, I had to like navigate a little bit here. Let's see. People shouldn't pull the trigger on that 3-pack. Yeah, but it's a case of FOMO. FOMO is going to strike and people are just going to pull the trigger on it. It happens so often. That's why I play the waiting game on shit. I don't, unless it's like the snail shell figures, then that I would say pull the trigger on those immediately, because those do actually sell out. Like a website got in the Moon Agent, which is the girl with like she has like the glasses and she has like a little like metal suitcase. That immediately sold out. The tactical mead that came out from snail shell that sold out. So those are the ones. The succubus I think sold out too. So those are the ones that I would say don't wait on those. Pull the trigger on those if you collect them. If you don't collect them, then ignore the message. But if you do collect them, then I would recommend that you pull the trigger on those. So Yojo June week 2, we got some pre-orders that went up. So the Bat went up, the Joe Trooper, which I pre-ordered 2 of these, the Sergeant Slaughter and the Mercer that everyone's been complaining about went up for pre-order. And then the Awe Striker is a Pulse exclusive. So good luck trying to get that. Good luck. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see the $90 in it. And since that's a 90, that puts the regular figures at $30 a piece. And I don't even think that counts into tax either. So I'm just saying that's a lot. That's a lot to ask in terms of a figure. That's a lot to ask. Oh, Flame Toys is doing this. Is this a interesting. Oh, we were just talking about SP-DR. I'll get to that in a minute. Because I didn't even see that. Sentinels KOs are great, however, not been the best head sculpt. The Master Chief is great. I have the 1,000 Toys cat that I haven't shipped yet, which they've been sending me emails. They're like, hey, you asshole. Ship out your stuff that you bought from us. We have stuff that we have other stuff for customers. We need you to ship this stuff out. Okay, so we have the Rooftop Showdown, which just went up for pre-order 4 days ago on Ghostbusters Day, and we got all new head sculpts for the 4 Ghostbusters. We got new jumpsuits. We got all of them together, which is great. Ghost Trap, the goggles for Ray, the PKE meter for Egon, and the streams. And so $90, not, I think it was 90. Was it not 90? I think it was 80. It was either 80 or it was 90, which is not bad because trying to track down all these figures for the originals are pretty expensive. At least trying to get Egon, it'll be expensive. But these hopefully will have better head sculpts. These are digital renders, so I don't want to trust that yet, but I think there is some potential with these. But it's nice to know that the fucking Plasma series didn't die. Because they didn't even make anything for Frozen Empire, which is beyond me. They made stuff for Afterlife, but they didn't make anything for Frozen Empire. So, okay. And then we get into the Plasma series Proton Pack. So a lot of people were upset when this was announced, when it was shown, because they backed the original HasLab. And as Hasbro stated, the HasLabs will not come back. They're one of a kind. Nothing is it's not gonna be re-released or anything like that. So you get it now or you don't get it at all. People were upset about this because they thought that it was the Afterlife pack just painted differently. However, it is not the Afterlife pack repainted differently. There is some new parts to this. Because this is the 84 pack. The Afterlife pack is the 84 pack with a bunch of upgrades to it. And there's like dirt and weathering and stuff like that on it. But this is, I want to say, half the price of what the Afterlife pack was. Which just I think was like 225, 230, something like that. I think. Which I will say, if you're getting into, if you want to do the whole Ghostbuster cosplay thing, I would say this is fantastic because this is like a way better option than doing what I did, because the Afterlife pack from HasLab, the starting price is at like $1,000 and it goes up from there. Here, you have an 84 pack to work with, and there are so many people on Etsy that sell the parts, the upgrade parts for this that are all 3D printed. You can buy the stickers to make it your own. And it's so much better. The only thing that I don't understand is with the HasLab one, they gave you the parts to attach it to an Alice frame, which is the more comfortable way of wearing these, because you don't want a flat piece of plastic smacking against your back when you're walking around a convention. It's not fun. Trust me, I've done it 3 times for 3 different conventions. It's not fun. I need to get an Alice frame for mine, but I need to do a couple of more internal upgrades to my pack in order for it to be able to be ready for an Alice frame. So I did already pre-order one of these. It's March of 2026. So I can't wait. I am already thinking of ideas of stuff to do with this, because I can already see this is probably going to get weathered. I'm probably going to go in here and do some rust and stuff like that, because that's what I did with my original, with my Spirit pack. And I broke the fucking V-hook part, the part that's on the side here where you, yeah, right here, this little V-hook part that you're supposed to slide the wand into, where it hooks onto. I snapped that off, so I have to get a new V-hook that fits the Hasbro wand, and I have to get the wiring to plug into the motherboard of the Spirit pack for that to be able to work. But I think this is great. I have no issues with it. If you're, like I said, wanting to do something like this, it's a more affordable way. This is an easier pack to mod than the Spirit pack. And the only thing is, the wand doesn't come with it. You have to buy the wand separately. But if you're lucky to find it at Ollie's, you already have the wand, so you just need the pack. So it's good. I'm pretty sure I bored everyone away from that. So sorry. I went on like a whole talk on open mic night last Saturday about it. And then Reveltech is doing the fourth angel from Evangelion, which is kind of cool that they're going to start doing the angels. I like how he's just like chilling right here. He's just chilling, enjoying life. But yeah, this is from I think this is from like the first episode of Evangelion. But yeah, these look really cool. And then if you do the pre-order bonus, you get this like I don't know, like high face. Like I don't know what that is. I haven't seen Evangelion in a long time. I haven't seen it since I graduated high school, so it's been a long time. All right, it's been a long time since I've seen it. But yeah, if you need an angel and you have the Avas, then there you go. But this is what I saw. This Flame Toys SP-DR has like a light up eyes and a light up chest, and it has die cast in it, so it's all type of fancy shit. So if you're into being all fancy and stuff, you can totally do it. So you got all the fanciness there. Trying to think if there was anything else that came up this week. Oh, well, this was everything that came with that Lilith that wasn't shown. So let me pull that up real quick. There we go. Let me readjust myself here. So this is everything that comes with that Lilith. So the wings can be separate. She comes with this beautiful skull. That's awesome. And she comes with rose petals, different hands, different faces, a card, and like this very lackluster fucking stand. It's so boring. And you get points. Yay, you get points. But take away this, the fucking card and the stand and everything else. It's a beautiful figure. It's nice. And the fact that, again, like I said, the fact that it's a mix of cloth goods and like sculpted goods is really nice. I missed the pre-order on this, so I didn't get it. But whoever got it, if you're happy about it, awesome. If not, then I hope it eventually shows up down the line so you can get it. Trying to see if shit, I almost forgot about this. That Lilith has ultra articulation. Probably not. It probably doesn't have ultra articulation, but I think if you put it on the shelf, you'll I think you'll be okay. But this Samurai Predator from Predator Hunting Grounds looks great. A lot of people were confused about what this is from. This is a video game that came out last year where it's a one, I think it's like a 6v1 or it's like a 4v1 where one team plays as the hunters and you play as the Yautja, and you either have to kill the 4 players or they have to kill the Yautja in order to win the match. And you get to play as different Yautja. So there's the samurai one that they're showing here. There's a Viking one that they did. They did all of the ones from AVP. There was like a DLC for Dutch and the original Jungle Hunter. So they're probably going to do all those, but it makes me happy because it shows that they did not give up on the Predator license. I thought that maybe they had lost it or something like that because they haven't been making any. All they did is the fucking feral one from Prey, and they haven't even done the Native American girl that kills that Yautja in the first Prey movie. So, but this looks awesome. I can't wait. I don't know if you can see back here, but behind me, behind me, all those are my NECA Preds. So there was always room for the shelf. So there's always room for the shelf. I'm very selective with them. I don't have all of them because I don't like all the designs. But the cool ones like this, they get put on the shelf. The other ones, they just get left at Target. So um, this looks cool. It was a NECA store exclusive first, and then it'll show up. I think it's gone on pre-order in other places. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I don't have any issues with it. It looks like that Weapon X re-release one of her pre-order, so I guess whoever doesn't have a Weapon X can get one. Cool. Looking to see if there was anything else. I don't think so. But there was something on. Well, no, there was two things I forgot to cover last week that I forgot about. So the first one, this is from like March, and I forgot to cover it. So sorry. But I got to give a shout out to Bloody Disgusting for the pictures. They always do great stuff. Huge in the horror community. But very surprising news, at least to me, and we're probably going to see better, more detailed, more better painted versions of these next month at Comic-Con. And hopefully we'll see a figure of a character from the franchise that they need to make for sure. But I can see NECA definitely making a lot of different versions of these. I think this is perfect for NECA, and it's the Terrifier stuff. So already, Jesus, hello? What are we doing here? So already it looks like they have art from Terrifier 3, which I'm genuinely surprised that they cranked this out as fast as they did, because Terrifier 3 came out last year, like October of last year, and we're already in June. So the fact that they were able to get this out that quick is pretty impressive. So obviously they're doing the little Toonie Terrors thing. So they got the little pale girl from Terrifier 2. They have the little Santa arts from 3. They have the ultimate Santa art, which this looks sick. And then they have art from Terrifier 2 and the little pale girl. So it already looks like they already have an idea of what to put out. I imagine they're going to do everything from the first 3 movies. I don't know what extent they could do from the first 3 movies. But I definitely want them to do Sienna from part 2 at some point. They have to do her in the costume. That would just be leaving money on the table, because it took me up until like a couple of weeks ago after Frightmare for me to sit down and watch Terrifier 2 and 3. And I watched them back to back. I've seen the first one. But I didn't really like the third one because I felt like they kind of like went off from the story that they were telling with 2, which they told a really good story with 2, and that's what like kind of led me to believe like, oh, we're going somewhere with 3. But it seems like with 4, from what they're saying, is that if 4 is the last one, which I think they should end at 4, um, it seems like they're gonna at least wrap up the story there. But um, yeah, I will definitely be buying these. I don't know if I'm gonna review them because this is it's not for everyone. It's like for a certain group of people. So I don't know, but if they're doing Terrifier stuff, they had to do 2 versions of each art. So obviously this one is like got the blood splatter going on. They got to do a regular one where he's like all clean. Same with Terrifier 2. But I need I need them to do an Art the Clown, but he has to come with a head that has the little glasses, the little sunflower glasses on, because that scene cracks me the fuck up. And there's been so many memes of that it's great to see the little sunflower glasses. And I'll put him happily somewhere on the shelf. He deserves to be on the shelf somewhere, either there or I'm going to put him over there with Michael and Megan and the Crypt Keeper and Ghostface. So we'll see. But these are probably not going to come out till like 2026, probably. But it was definitely an interesting choice because the only other company that I know that was doing Terrifier figures was Trick or Treat Studios. So I don't know if they lost the license to do Terrifier stuff because they're putting out their own little figures this year. So I don't know, but I'm curious here. I'm definitely curious with these figures. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes to Comic-Con next month. We'll see. Let me see if I can get like better pictures that don't look janky as fuck. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, these look really good. Like this art looks pretty good. I mean, like I said, the paint looks a little janky, but that's because these are prototypes. Like I said, I imagine next month they're gonna have like less janky looking. But the fact that they cranked out a little pale girl figure like that quick, well, not that quick, but you know, Terrifier 2 has been out for I don't know, like 4 years, I think 4 years. But I mean, the fact that they got it cranked out that quick. I mean, for them to like, I don't know how long they've had the license, but it seems pretty fast that they were like, okay, we got the license and like now we're putting out figures in like a short span of time. This is pretty cool. I do think it's funny that she has like the little possum. If you've seen the movie, you will understand the possum. But yeah, these look pretty cool. I'm genuinely surprised that like they went with this little Toonie Terrors art and they didn't do one of him just like making the goofy ass face with the sunglasses. But yeah, this is sick. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. These, I don't know if I'll see these in the store, but I might grab a couple depending on what the price is, because these little Chuckies is kind of funny. Like there's like a buff Chucky and like a Hannibal Lecter Chucky, and this Chucky looks like he's got his face caught in like a waffle iron or something. But yeah, because I don't have a Chucky for my shelf somehow, still don't. Still don't have a Leatherface either. Don't understand that. I do want this chop top though. That looks fantastic. Kind of wish they did just an ultimate of him instead of the cloth, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I think that was one thing, and then the other thing was which I'm a little, this next one I'm a little worried about because Jazzwares does not have the best, they don't have the best record of doing video game figures, because they did the Fortnite stuff and that line died. Then they did the Halo stuff and that line is like DOA. It's on like life support. But I think there's potential with this, and that is these FNAF figures here. So they're obviously, these are obviously prototypes. So again, if there's like seam issues or anything like that, they're not on, they're not going to be on the actual figures. These are just prototypes. But from what I'm seeing, these have potential to be really good. And these are 1/12 scale, by the way. These are all 1/12 scale. So again, additions to the shelves behind me is always welcome, because there is a lot of empty space back there. So I will happily take FNAF figures. I was there for the like birth of FNAF, when everyone was playing it and it was like really scary and everyone was trying to beat it and put together the lore. So yeah, it was a fun time. But yeah, the Bonnie looks great. The withered Bonnie looks awesome with the face ripped off and the arm missing. So, you know, these, I'm hoping these actually have like weathering on them. If not, I could do it myself. Shouldn't have to, but I will, because these look awesome. But it looks like they're going to come in these little packs here. So you just pop the little pieces on, like you pop the head on there, the torso, the arms, the legs, the lower half, and it just all goes on there. And they have glowing eyes, which is pretty fucking cool. So I guess these are like glow in the dark eyes. Pretty cool. Package looks good. I see potential in this. If they don't fuck this up, there is potential here for this. Because I will go out of my way to build like a fucking storage like closet diorama to have these in, to have like the extra pieces like sitting back there and stuff. Because yeah, I love the horror aspect of FNAF. You know, the movie was not to my expectations. I sat down and watched it and was kind of like, it's whatever. You know, I kind of wish that it was more like horror based, where it was just like, this is what's going on, this is the story, we're gonna show it. You know, like put the pedal to the metal, man, for it, but they didn't, so it's whatever. But yeah, so you can see there's like a weathered, like kind of worn down Freddy. I feel like this is too shiny though, so that is definitely gonna probably get at least a dry brush to weather down the endoskeleton there. But yeah, so it looks like they're doing FNAF 2, because these are the FNAF 2 designs. And the toy Bonnie and Mangle, which makes me happy that they're doing Mangle, because I think Funko was doing these figures and they did a Mangle, but you had to buy like a whole wave. to build her, and it just kind of it became like a really rare piece to find, or it didn't get released or some shit. So it's cool to see Mangle is finally getting a figure again. I hope they at least do some dry brushing to make her look more weathered, because I think she's supposed to be like a toy Foxy or something like that, but she's like a mangled together pieces of like different animatronics. But it's kind of cool. It reminds me of like something from The Thing, like the dog creature from The Thing. So that maybe that's why I like it, because it's like a fucking mangled together robot. And then these are just like, I guess, the regular the single carded figures, and they have little jump scare action, which is kind of cool, and they have glowing eyes. So I guess, yeah, they all have glowing in the dark eyes. So I guess these are like the regular figures, and then these are like the deluxe figures. So yeah, I think there's potential here. I want them to go the distance with this and give us everything. So FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, sister location. Because, and if they don't show a Springtrap at SDCC, I'll be very surprised. But they do need to do Springtrap at some point. And if they can do Springtrap and like he actually looks like really good, that will be amazing. Now, obviously, they're not going to put like a fucking human person like mashed up in that endoskeleton and sell it in a box. Like, that's not going to happen. Obviously, that's where we come in and we do the dirty work and sculpt all that stuff. Which, if you don't know the whole story of Springtrap, look it up. You'll have a grand, actually, look, if you don't know anything about FNAF, look up the story. You'll have a grand old time with that. But yeah, there's potential here. I like it. I don't know if they're going to be taller than the, like, if I put like a 1/12 scale figure next to them, if they're going to be taller. I don't think so. They might be smaller, but I think if you put like a 1/12 scale like kid next to this, it might work. Maybe. But I think they look good. But they like these FNAF 1 figures, they need weathering. Like badly, they need weathering. So it's whatever. If they don't, I'll do it, but if not, then it's all right. But yeah, those were the two things that I forgot to talk about last week. So I'm hoping that these actually turn out really well. And if the price point is reasonable for these, I'll go in on the whole line. I'll go in on the whole line. Not the Squishmallows, not these plushie. Well, maybe I might get like the little cupcake to put back there on like my shelf or something, but that's it. But yeah, if these turn out really good, that would be great. Hopefully once they get to like sister location, if they can get like the heads to open up like they do, like the faces to open up, that would be cool. But yeah, I'm surprised. I think like we've been asking for like NECA and stuff like that to do these to do like FNAF figures and stuff for a while. So, but yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. There were no pickups this week because, well, I have a concert on Saturday, so I'm trying to get at least a t-shirt or something. But this did come in the mail from Ami Ami, and I'm sure okay, I'm sure Jay Gonzo will not watch this all the way through, but yeah. So your alien is here in like a not crushed box. Well, kind of. The little corner up there is a little wank, but everything else is fine. All right. So everything else is fine. Everything else is good on this. So she turned out okay. The Sayori I still can't open for like another 2 weeks. But so next week we are going to do the countdown to DFW cuz it's almost time, guys. It's almost time. The countdown has begun to DFW 2025. I'm excited, and I got everyone's stuff packed. So if I picked up something from you from Daiso or from Five Below, Woody, I'm talking to you. Gonzo, I'm talking to you. I got all your stuff packed in a tote with some stuff that I'm going to be trading in that weekend. So I got all that stuff packed. I will be recording stuff from DFW, although I'm gonna have to ask if I can go in and just do the showroom real quick because I did ask about that. I did ask if I could record, and they said yes, just not the panels, and to just go in and ask if I could record before any like actual people go in there, because you don't want to record other people and other people's kids. Not cool. Not cool at all. So but yeah, it'll be fun. I'll get to meet Woody for the first time, Gonzo for the first time. I think we're all going to meet each other for the first time, so it'll be fun. And yeah, if you end up going to DFW, Jeff is hosting a barbecue that Sunday, so go over there, Airbnb. And you know, enjoy the last day of DFW before we all have to go back to our regularly scheduled lives. So I'll be doing that next week, the countdown, and then I think I'll do a stream that Wednesday before DFW. And then that following Wednesday, I'll have a stream covering everything for DFW. So it'll be all kinds of fun and stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of wish that I had some more stuff or something to open on stream, but I don't, sadly. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up because I think the Mikey is about to go on. Smoking Joe's, I think, is going on right now. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the new little intro. Stay tuned because I have that Sakura Miku that I have to do. And if you are going to DFW, hopefully I can get this done in time because this is going to be a real fucking time crunch. This is like a little teaser that I put up on the YouTube thing, and it got like a short. I put like a short. I couldn't get it to shoot horizontally for some reason. You can only shoot vertically with the shorts, which I think is fucking stupid. But yeah, this is kind of like a little teaser of a diode that I'll be bringing to DFW if I can get the remaining parts done in time. But yeah, it's a cool little thing. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Let me do like a little recount because I think Cran was in here, which is nice to see Cran. And Filmy Gmod was also in here too, which is a back-to-back in the live streams, which is cool. I remember you from last week. So anyway, that's gonna do it for me. I had to go work on this Miku review. Hopefully I can get up today, if not tomorrow. But of course, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of others, finish the fight, and we'll be back next week with hopefully some more entertaining content for the stream, and hopefully I'll have something open. Okay, ta-ta.